Okay, so what brings you in here today?
Well, I'm not really positive about what's going on with me. I've been clean and sober for 4 years now, but lately I've been feeling really depressed
Okay.
and um, thoughts that hadn't come into my mind in a long time, suicidal thoughts
Okay.
that I thought were over, and I'm not. I try to stay on a positive note, and still I'm getting this negativity running through my mind, and I really don't want to take any kind of medication
Okay.
um, because I was on drugs for so long. I just really want to try to work through this without the use of medication.
Okay. And do you feel that the feelings that you're having are related to your sobriety?
I used drugs for so many years that I don't really know what normal feels like. I like to think that it's, well, not really. I don't like to think that it's just part of how life goes.
Okay.
But it could be, maybe I'm just going through um, feelings that everybody feels.
Okay.
But I don't want to feel like this,
Okay. Can you tell me what's been happening here recently? Any big changes happening in your life?
Um, well, everything's changed. I just working and just trying to live life on life's terms um, is a big deal. I was homeless for 4 years and living in berry bushes, and now I have 2 jobs, and I'm trying to go to school, and I'm trying to maintain a house and car payments and things that I never had done before.
Yeah.
And it gets overwhelming. But and in my mind, I'm thinking, this is just normal. I've never dealt with the stress of car payments and rent and bills, and so this is probably all just part of it.
Yeah. Sounds like you have a lot on your plate.
It's scary.
Sure, sure. Taking on a lot of those responsibilities now, especially with your past coming into this, seems like a big change for you.
Yeah.
So are you feeling like you're wanting to maybe go and do some counseling and kind of talk through some of these issues that you're experiencing? It sounds like you're feeling a little suicidal. That maybe all this stuff is kind of too much.
I would never actually, I did try to commit suicide
Okay.
several years ago.
Okay.
3 times. But I know in reality now that I would never actually carry through with that. But there are days when I feel like, it's a thought, hey, it might just be easier just to end all this instead of dealing with all of it.
Okay. And the difference between now and before is, were you using during those attempts? Okay. So do you think that the not wanting to carry through is because you have that sobriety behind you?
Christianity.
So you're really
I found God.
Okay. And just so you know, I'm going to be flipping through some stuff, just kind of making some notes here and there. So I just wanted to let you know that.
That's right.
So with your religion, how long did you find that?
It's been almost 4 years.
Okay.
Or maybe a little over 4 years.
Okay.
I just know that it's a sin to commit suicide. It's
Okay.
something that's unforgivable in God's eyes.
Okay.
And I don't want to be on that side. You know,
Mhm.
I want to make this work. I want to be successful.
Okay. Okay. And I think that that's great. Are you?
Is that working?
Yes. Are you actively involved in your church? You go every Sunday?
I
or-
do every Sunday,
Okay.
and I'm involved in all the activities at my church. It's,
Good. Good. And so you feel like maybe you're supported there? You've got people you know?
I have my best times at church.
That's awesome.
When I leave there, I feel rejuvenated, revived. You know.
Yeah.
Then come Friday, by Friday, after all week of school and work and the stress of life, I feel like I'm sinking again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be silly, you know?
It's not silly. Life can be very, very challenging, you know, and it's okay to feel that way. Have you thought about taking some of these things off your plate? Is that an option?
Not really. Failure is not an option at this point.
Yeah.
I need to go to school because I've got to get a better job. I can't just, the jobs that I have are very physical,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm getting older, and it's really hard on me,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't make enough money. So, gotta work to live,
Yeah.
and the jobs that I'm working are just not gonna, I can't do it forever.
Yeah.
So school is something that I have to do.
Yeah.
I want to do. So, no, I guess I can't cut anything out, you know, it's just, it's, all this stuff has to be.
Yeah. Yeah. It
It's-
sounds like your education is kind of your saving grace from having to work so many jobs.
Yeah, I've gotta do this. And school is very stressful.
I'm sure. Yes. Can be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, you know, it sounds like you're very motivated, which is great. You know, playing catch up from all that time, you know, trying to kind of get back into the swing of things of life, you know, after your addiction. Can you tell me how long you used?
39 years.
39 years? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And what was your drug of choice?
Methamphetamine.
Okay. And how much would you say that you used in a day?
Boy, lots. I mean, it was just like my life.
Yeah.
I got up using and basically stayed awake until I couldn't stay awake anymore.
Yeah.
Until I basically passed out.
Okay.
And sleep it off for 2 or 3 days and get up and do it again. You know, it was, they have a saying in NA that basically I lived to do drugs and I did drugs to live.
Yeah.
And my whole life was like that.
Vicious cycle, huh?
It was a vicious cycle. I didn't know anything else. I started at a very young age, and all the people I knew, that's how they used, and I never knew there was anything different.
Yeah.
Until it got so bad that I couldn't, I just couldn't do it anymore. You know, I had gotten so bad that I was living outside and my family had disowned me and I just wanted to die. And at that point it was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Then when I got a little taste of being clean and sober, I decided, hey, wow, why didn't I do this a long time ago?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I
Yeah.
really enjoy being clean and sober.
That's awesome.
You know, it's just the depression. It gets a little overwhelming sometimes, and I feel like I'm not balanced in my life.
Okay.
I work and I go to school, and I'm leaving out, you know, relaxation um, and fun, and I really feel like that's part of what's going on with me is I'm so busy with work and school, it's consuming my whole life, and there's got to be another half.
Yeah, you have no outlet to have some fun.
Right.
Okay, and that's also very understandable. You know, I get what you're saying. Um, Going through life and it's just work, 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 and no play, kind of takes away from that drive. I feel a little tired. So why don't we talk about some of the hobbies that you might have, some of the things that you enjoy?
Wow. I've thought about that. I have thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't have hobbies. I never got involved in anything. I've learned that I do like, I like to go out in nature. I like to hike. Um, but it takes time and it takes money. And who wants to go by themselves? Once you get clean and sober, you don't have any friends anymore.
Yeah.
The people I go to church with, they've all got their own life and they're doing things, and I don't know. It's hard getting back into life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not sure how to do it.
Okay. Well, it's something that we can work on. Do you have a partner or?
I just started seeing a guy from my church.
Okay.
We only see each other on the weekends. He's a really nice guy.
Okay.
And I enjoy being with him.
Okay.
I'm still working on the awkwardness of being with somebody clean and sober. I've never had a clean and sober relationship, so it's all new.
Yeah. Does he like going out and, do you guys have any of the same interests of things that you guys like to do?
Yeah, we do. We get along really well, and we do have a lot in common.
Okay.
And that will, over time, he lives an hour and a half away from me, so it's like we don't get to see each other a lot. But I've been knowing him for about 4 years now.
Wow.
So, and we just started going out last October.
Wow, that's awesome.
So, it's nice.
Good.
I really like it.
Good.
I hope someday, I keep working on maybe being able to move in that direction. I used to live there, where he lives, and I moved here to try to start a new life, and I kind of messed up because I moved away from my church, and I moved away from the people that I really depend on.
Yeah.
I don't have friends here because this is a new area.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know a lot of people, and I'm kind of alone here.
What motivated you to move here?
It's really a long story, but I prayed that God would help me find a place that I could afford by myself.
Okay.
And this is where he landed me. So I figured there was a purpose for all that.
Mm-hmm.
And it has been a good thing. I got my high school diploma here. I've got employment here. I've got my own place. I've got a new car. And, now I'm going to school. So, I think it was all part of the plan.
A lot of good things have happened since you've been here, it sounds like.
Now I'm wanting to move back. I miss my church and I go to church every Sunday there, but they have church like 4 times a week. I could be going to church 4 times a week and getting involved with all my church activities, but you can't do that when you live an hour and a half away.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard.
Does your church that you go to, so do you go just to church out there? Mm-hmm. You don't go to any local churches around here?
I've tried several here.
Okay.
It's just, they just haven't been.
What you're looking for. Okay. Okay.
No.
What about going to them possibly for some activities? You know, seeing if they have any local things that they're doing around here that maybe involve hiking or nature, or maybe some game nights that they have. You know, to get you some leisure activities going.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I've not really looked into that.
Okay. Okay.
I can't say that I wouldn't.
Yeah. You know, it's just suggestions throw out there. You know, we all have our things that we're comfortable with doing. So I totally understand that. I'm just trying to think of a way that we can get you to be involved in some things that you enjoy doing. Because it sounds like that's what's kind of happening, is that you're not having fun and getting to enjoy life as much because you're so busy all the time. You know?
I think, I do think about the reasons I'm the way I am. I try to reflect on it,
Which is
and
great.
I do realize what's going on with me.
Mm-hmm.
I do realize that there's no balance in my life.
Yeah.
And that is something that I need to work on.
Okay.
I haven't quite figured out how to go about doing that yet.
Okay.
And that's probably where the problem's at,
Okay.
So, and just sitting here talking to you about it has really helped me a lot.
Help you kind of process it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been to counseling before?
I have years ago, but I wasn't focused on that. I just went because the court system wanted me to go.
So was it more involved for drug?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Would you be receptive to going to counseling now to do some
I think I
talk
would.
therapy?
After sitting here talking to you, I feel a lot better just getting some of it out.
Good. Good. I'm glad. So that's awesome. So that's definitely something that we can implement into our treatment plan for you, if that's something that you want to do. Okay. I'm going to kind of bounce around a little bit so that way I can get a good history of what's all going on with you, and I just really appreciate your openness and your honesty with me here today. Okay? So these are going to be some kind of generalized questions, okay? And if there's anything that you don't feel comfortable telling me, you can totally pass. Or if you're feeling overwhelmed at all, we can absolutely take a break at any time. Okay? Okay. So so you do have a history of suicide attempts, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have any past medical history other than those?
No.
No? Okay. Any surgeries?
No.
No?
Well, I did have surgery for a couple broken bones, but nothing major.
Nothing major. Okay. That's totally fine. And how about any past psychiatric history?
Yeah. Well, when I was on drugs, I was diagnosed with bipolar
Okay.
and chronic depression.
Okay. What did you do during those times to help?
Well, they
you
had
out?
me on all kinds of medication. Antidepressants, anti-anxiety medication, sleeping pills. Mood stabilizers, all kinds of stuff. But when I decided to get clean and sober, I decided I wasn't taking any of that.
Mm.
I wanted to really feel like what it was like to be clean and sober. I didn't want to be on a bunch of medication.
Yeah.
So I stopped taking it, and it went really well. I think I had a few days of depression, here and there, but
Sure.
I think I felt a lot better off of the medication than I did on it. So I just stopped taking it.
Awesome.
And my doctor didn't recommend that. He said that I shouldn't do that. Maybe wean myself off of it. I said, I'm just really just gonna quit.
Obviously, did it cold turkey?
Yeah, I just dropped it all at once, and
And did you do the same with the methamphetamine as well?
methamphetamine was an overnight thing. Yes, Yes, it was.
Um,
Just decided that, actually, to tell you the truth, I got on my knees. It was the third suicide attempt, and I was still alive when I woke up. And I said, you know what? I can't do this anymore, Lord. I got on my knees. I said, I can't do this. Please help me. And to my surprise, I woke up the next morning and I didn't have any desire to use drugs. And I haven't now for 4 years. So God delivered me from drug addiction. I don't think I really had any say so in the deal at all, really,
mhm,
because I had wanted to quit for a long time,
mhm.
but doing it was another story. I mean, everybody I knew used drugs,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I had no willpower.
So it was like God kind of like saved you from your afflictions, you know?
Yes, he did.
Wow. And no withdrawal or anything?
I didn't.
Wow.
You know, a lot of people, when they quit methamphetamine, they sleep for days on end. They go through a lot of depression and suicidal tendencies. But after I get clean and sober, I didn't. I was happy.
That's wonderful.
And I have been basically happy. I just recently. I mean, it's been about the last 8 months because of. I think it's been the school, the stress. You know, there's a lot of stress trying to keep up. It's hard when you're my age.
Yeah, and you know, it's great that you're going to school and that you're doing all of this stuff. It really is, but yeah, I can see where that stress is all coming from. It's a lot. How many classes are you taking?
I only take 2.
That's okay.
I only take 2, and I have such a hard time working full time and just trying to keep up with the homework. And I really do try, and that's what makes it so hard for me. Is I'm really trying, and I'm barely keeping myself above water.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
And it's only part time.
Yeah, but you're working 2 jobs. You got a lot on your plate. You definitely signed up for a lot on your plate.
Not the brightest crayon in the box. But homework is hard.
Well, it's school, you know. It's not meant to be easy. If that was the case, everybody would do it, right?
Right.
So, you know, it really sounds like you're doing a lot to better yourself. And I commend you for that. So I think that it's finding that balance for you. And that's kind of what I'm getting from you, is that you just don't feel like you have enough balance going on in your life right now, where you get that happiness mixed in there too. And you don't want to take medication to help with any of that.
No, not really.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and let's talk about a few other things, and then we'll go and brainstorm some ideas to get you a treatment plan and some goals going.
Alright.
That sound okay? Okay. So the big thing is the suicidal feelings. You said that you've had some suicide attempts in the past, and you've been feeling that way here recently, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you have any plans to do so?
No, I would never do it.
Okay.
I really wouldn't.
Can you tell me about what you're feeling during these suicidal ideations?
Just overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
Things aren't happening fast enough.
Mm-hmm. Where does the suicidal thoughts come into play?
I think maybe mostly when I'm sitting at home alone and I'm thinking about all the things that need to be done and how slow the progress is, and will I ever catch up? You know? I think, wow. Both my kids are grown and they do their own thing now and they got their own life and it gets lonely. I think that has a lot to do with it.
Okay. Okay. That's fair. Have you ever thought about harming anybody else?
Not since I've been clean and sober.
Okay. 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 And that's totally fine. And how are you managing your thoughts? In the sense of, when you're thinking of these things and you're rationalizing, my kids are grown and, I'm feeling kind of lonely. How do you get yourself out of those feelings?
That's where my little dogs come into play. I take my dogs for a walk. Spend some time with them. I love them so much. Those little dogs are my saving grace, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I love them.
That's awesome. So you're getting out and get a little bit of joy out of them?
Yeah, for sure.
Good.
Take them to the park and let them run around. And that's like the highlight of their day. And I think to myself, wow. That makes them so happy just to run around the park.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's brightens your day.
Yeah. And how many dogs do you have?
I had 4. Now I have 3.
What happened to the other one?
One got stolen recently.
So do you think that could be contributing to these feelings?
It's definitely got something to do with the way I feel right now.
Okay. So at this current time, do you feel that you're a danger to yourself?
No.
Okay. And I'm also going to be leaving you with some crisis lines. If you feel that you need to use those at any point, if you're having a bad night or day, I'm going to give you some numbers that you can call, some crisis hotlines. Okay?
All right.
Okay. Are you feeling at all being susceptible to a relapse with the way that you've been feeling?
No way. Nothing would drag me back to that.
Okay. That's awesome.
Nothing.
That's awesome. So it's good. It's good that you have your faith and you have that in your sobriety. Do you go to any 12-step meetings?
I used to, but when I got saved and started going to church, I really found that was all I needed.
Okay.
I enjoy church. The thing with NA and AA, a lot of people, there's a lot of phony people there. A lot of people go there and they're there court ordered or they're not serious about their sobriety.
Yeah.
And I just can't get into that.
Yeah. Find more support coming from your church.
I want people to be serious about it, and because it's a matter of life and death.
Yeah.
You're either going to make it or you're not.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to me.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. That's awesome. So why don't we discuss some things that you want to work on and maybe get together a treatment plan going here today.
All right.
So first I want to ask you what it is that you would like me to do for you in this process. Do you have any expectations of what you're hoping to get from this?
I really think, maybe I just need somebody to talk to,
Okay.
Just somebody to talk to. Because I think I worked through a lot of my own stuff just by speaking it.
Soundboarding.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
Soundboarding?
Yeah, it's like, when you come and you talk to somebody, you don't necessarily need them to give you a response. You just need to have somebody that's just willing to listen. So you can kind of almost talk it out yourself. It's like a soundboard.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah. Okay. So I think something that we can definitely look into is some counseling for you.
Counseling would be good, I think. I haven't done it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I never took it serious when I was doing it. So yeah, I think counseling would be good.
And the cool thing with the counselor is that they're not going to prescribe you any medication. That's not something that they do. So if we stick with just the counseling aspect, then you don't have to
Even
worry
some
about
group, maybe some group therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, get to know some people and.
You think that with group therapy, you'd want to go something that's more for depression and anxiety, or something that's kind of like AA and
I don't really want to do it with drug addicts.
Okay. Yeah, and that's totally fair.
But yeah, I wouldn't mind. I don't even know if it would be like a group therapy. I just need to get involved in some kind of people interaction.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel like that's missing in my life.
Okay. And that's one of the perks of group therapy is that you're in there with people that are going through the same experiences that you are. And a lot of times people feel that camaraderie, that somebody gets it, because they're kind of going through that too. And it can be very therapeutic for somebody. So that may be a very good thing for you to do. So why don't we go together and let's do some internet research on some counselors that you think you might be interested, some that take your insurance, and let's look at some local group counseling as well, some group therapy. Just for general purpose, I would like you to go and get a physical done by your doctor, just to make sure that all your health and everything is good to go. And also, why don't we look into some jobs that are available here? See if we can find something that's CNA related that may be willing to work with you with your criminal background or something along those lines, and see if maybe we can get you into a job that you enjoy more.
I definitely want to do that.
Okay.
For sure.
So what do you think about all that for starters? I don't want to pack too much on you right now because you already have enough on your plate.
Yeah, that's good to start.
Okay. Awesome. And the way I'm going to go about doing monitoring all of these referrals when we get those lined up is I'm going to have you do a release of information that I told you about when we did our introductory. So I'm going to be speaking to them. I'm going to be getting progress reports on your progress and how you're doing. And with that, basically, if we decide that this isn't working for you, it wasn't what you expected, maybe you don't like your counselor, and we need to make some changes to your treatment plan, that's exactly how I'll be able to do that. I'll be able to see your progress. And we'll also be meeting here, let's go like every other week, and we'll get together and we'll discuss it, see how you're feeling, see how you're doing, if anything's changing, and if we need to make any modifications to it.
All right.
What do you think?
Sounds good.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Leona.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. So, what brings you in here today?
Well, I'm not really positive about what's going on with me. I've been clean and sober for 4 years now. But lately, I've been feeling really depressed.
Okay.
And, thoughts that hadn't come into my mind in a long time, suicidal thoughts, that I thought were over. And I'm not, I try to stay on a positive note, and still I'm getting this negativity running through my mind, and I really don't want to take any kind of medication.
Okay.
Because I was on drugs for so long. I just really want to try to work through this without the use of medication.
Okay. And do you feel that the feelings that you're having are related to your sobriety?
You know, I used drugs for so many years that I don't really know what normal feels like. You know, I like to think that it's, well, not really. I don't like to think that it's just part of how life goes.
Okay.
But it could be, you know, maybe I'm just going through feelings that everybody feels.
Okay.
But I don't want to feel like this,
Okay.
you know?
Can you tell me what's been happening here recently? Any big changes happening in your life?
Well, everything's changed. You know, I just working and just trying to live life on life's terms is a big deal. I was homeless for 4 years and living in berry bushes, and now you know I have 2 jobs, and I'm trying to go to school, and I'm trying to maintain a house and car payments and things that I never had done before.
Yeah.
And it gets overwhelming. But and in my mind, I'm thinking, you know, this is just normal. I've never dealt with the stress of car payments and rent and bills, and so this is probably all just part of it.
Yeah. Sounds like you have a lot on your plate.
It's scary.
Sure. Taking on a lot of those responsibilities now, especially, you know, with your past coming into this, seems like a big change for you.
Yeah.
So are you feeling like, you know, you're wanting to maybe go and do some counseling and kind of talk through some of these issues that you're experiencing? It sounds like you're feeling a little suicidal, that maybe all this stuff is kind of too much.
I would never actually, you know, I did try to commit suicide
Okay.
several years ago.
Okay.
3 times. But I know in reality now that I would never actually carry through with that. But there are days when I feel like, I mean, it's a thought, you know, hey, you know, it might just be easier just to end all this instead of dealing with all of it.
Okay. And the difference between now and before is, were you using during those attempts? Okay. So do you think that the not wanting to carry through is because you have that sobriety behind you?
Christianity.
So you're
I found God.
Okay. And just so you know, I'm going to be flipping through some stuff, just kind of making some notes here and there. So I just wanted to let you know that.
That's right.
So with your religion, how long did you find that?
It's been almost 4 years.
Okay.
Or maybe a little over 4 years.
Okay.
And I just know that it's a sin to commit suicide. It's something that's unforgivable in God's eyes.
Okay.
And I don't want to be on that side. You know, I want to make this work. I want to be successful.
Okay. And I think that that's great.